Hi there, this is called the Impenetrable Stonewall Fortress from the game Chapman against Halliwell, Ilford 1953. And it's similar to a trap we've already recorded called the Stone in the Wall trap, also in the Dutch Stonewall. Here c4 was the opening move, e6, knight f3 and now f5, the Dutch defence. As is common against the Dutch, white fianchettos his king's bishop with g3, knight f6, bishop g2 and bishop e7. White hasn't played d4 yet, but he'll do that in due course. First castles, castles and now d4. So we've arrived at a very familiar position in the Dutch. And black here adopts the stone wall with d5. Putting the central pawns on white squares. Usually the c pawn also arrives at c6. And it's a very hard structure to break down. White might be a little bit sensitive on the dark squares, but the minor pieces usually can do a good enough job to cover them. In this particular variation, white really should maintain pressure. And this move c5 was played in the game is a little bit dubious. Black throws his knight into the hole on e4. White does the same, knight e5, knight d7 challenging the knight, and it's supported by f4. A common idea for black in the stone wall is to maneuver the queen to the king side via e8. So queen e8 is played, and the queen might be heading for h5. White played knight d2 challenging the knight, and we've reached the critical position of this trap. Black really should, according to correct play, just trade the knight on e5 with at least equality for black, at least. But there is a tempting trap here to sacrifice on c5. And that would go knight takes on c5, because if d takes on c5, bishop takes on c5, with a strong initiative here for black. White can go miserably wrong here with a move like king h1, because that allows not, as white might have suspected, knight f2 check. Let's throw that in, knight f2, because white can comfortably just take rook takes f2, bishop takes f2. That's not too bad for white, since black has already previously sacrificed a piece. So winning back the exchange doesn't really give black too much. But instead of knight f2, black can win with knight takes on g3, because now after the forced move h takes on g3, the queen who had moved to e8 is heading for h5. Queen h5 is going to be mate after bishop h3 and queen takes h3 checkmate. Going back here, white could have got out of this. After bishop takes on c5, white had the option of playing e3 here first, because it interposes the check. The pawn on e3 interposes the check, but more importantly, the queen now is covering that important h5 square. So after e3, the game might have gone bishop takes on e3, king h1, and now that option of knight takes g3 has been taken away because the white queen is covering h5. And so maybe the best black can do here is just to throw the knight into f2 check, and after rook takes f2, bishop takes f2, white isn't really doing too bad at all. So this has been called the Impenetrable Fortress, or the Impenetrable Stonewall Fortress in the Stonewall variation of the Dutch. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.